Hey, this is Arth. This is Leotheras the Blind. He is in Serpentine Cavern, and we're gonna solo him today for some Tier 5 gear. Alright, Leo isn't hard per se, but you do need to know how to deal with him. So, the first thing you'll see me dealing with is some idiot ads that are imprisoning Leo or empowering him, or I don't really know what they're doing, but once they're dead, the boss will show up. Okay, so Leo has two phases. I'm calling him Leo. Leotheras is annoying to say a bunch. The first phase is the one that you're seeing right now, and it's basically a tank and spank until he goes into his whirlwind ability, which you'll see here. When he does this, he'll drop aggro on your pet and come at you. Now, I cleared some trash in the area so that I could run around, cast disengage, get some jump shots in, but he will eventually get to you. But you can tank his whirlwind for a little bit when he does reach you. It's good to avoid as much of this damage as possible, but you can eat it for a little while. When it was available, I would pop deterrents to mitigate the whirlwind once he got to me. So once the whirlwind ends, you can let your pet grab aggro again and repeat the process. Now, it should be noted that if you feign death in this phase to avoid the whirlwind, Leo will reset, so you don't want to do that. This is kind of stupid because he doesn't reset in the next phase when you feign death, but that's how it is. Alright, let's see. Phase 2 is his demon form. This phase is potentially a bit deadlier. He will cast firebolts at you that will do progressively more damage, progressively greater damage. This cannot be healed through with your Chimera Shot heals alone, and it will eventually kill you. He also summons an ad on you during this phase that will mind control you if you don't kill it before the end of the phase, and depending on when he summons this ad, that can be trickier than others. Now, there's a very easy way to deal with both of these mechanics. We're going to feign death and let our pet deal with everything. It's boring to let your pet just solo this phase, but it's the safest way to handle it. You're not going to hit an enrage timer, so this is the best way to ensure that you don't wipe. Now, I have seen videos that roll the dice a little bit on this phase by taking some considerable damage before they feign death, so this isn't necessarily the fastest way to kill Leotheras, but it's also the least likely to get you killed. Now, these two phases will alternate for a while until he reaches 15% health. At this point, there's a brief interlude before he splits into both forms and you fight them simultaneously. Now, it's tempting to think that you can just burn the 15% quickly and be done with it, but you can and will take a lot of damage quickly during this period. The whirlwinds combined with the firebolts and the potential for the mind control ads mean that it's best to let your pet continue to handle as much as possible. So I stayed in feign death for the majority of this final phase. I did have to pop out of feign death briefly to heal my pet, and I used the opportunity to fire off a few shots on the boss before hitting readiness and feigning death again. But you'll see when it hits that point in the video here that even in just the few seconds that I was up, I did take a considerable amount of damage. So I'd recommend having readiness off of cooldown for this phase that you can heal your pet if needed and feign death again quickly. That's really about it. It might take you a couple attempts to get the timing of the phases down and to make sure that you have the correct abilities off of cooldown at the right times, but every level 85 hunter should be able to solo this boss without any trouble. For reference, I was in a marksman soloing spec with a turtle pet. I was not wearing any tier 5 gear, and my gear was mostly eye level 359. So if this is news to you and you're interested in either soloing achievements or obtaining tier 5 gear, I hope this was helpful to you. But good luck and happy hunting.